Great day to you all. I hope that you all were able to wake up super grateful to be alive again another day in this experience. And I hope that you've set that high vibe for yourself, telling yourself all of the amazing things that you need to hear to start your day off right. Like you're grateful to be alive. You're grateful that your body can move the way it does. You're grateful that your body can do everything it needs to do for you, and that you're strong, you're smart, you're beautiful, you're capable. You have the power within you to light up a whole city, and that you'll use that to flow freely like you should, like water over rocks. And that you are going to authentically be who you are today. Stay genuinely true to who you are. Today is going to be a loaded live for you all. Why do I say that? Because I love learning. And I love questions. And so when I get questions, oh boy, does it fuel lives. And I'm grateful for the questions all the time because that means people want to know. And I like that. Inquiring minds, you know? So, guys, I talk a lot about being frequency first. Well, before I get into anything today, let me do a couple of shout outs like I do. Okay, so let me shout out CFQR 600 AM. Hey, Montreal's newest sound, guys, you got to check them out. Like I say all the time, there's not a lot in this world that makes my heart smile and my soul sing, but this is one that does. So I got to share it with y'all. So if you don't have a radio handy, well, you can always check it out online. As you can see, www.cfqr600.com. Check it out. The lineup is insane. It's really joyful. You gotta check it out. Guys, don't miss our episode tomorrow night. Okay, and you know what? Here, let me pull it up for you. Don't miss our episode tomorrow night. Oh, you see it in the corner only. Hold on, let me change that. Oh, there's a comment. Hey, Tamana, how's it going? I love you too. Send you loads of love. Happy to see you out here. So, guys, listen, on YouTube, I get the comments, but there's some Facebook comments I don't get. I don't know why, but Facebook is changing their policies in the next little bit. So, if you guys are unaware, Facebook is changing their live policies. So, if it affects you to go live, check that out. But I'd like to mention a couple of things, like I said. So, tomorrow night, don't miss Andy and I's United Earth Angels series. I have to shout that out. Yes, I do. And don't miss tomorrow night's episode. You know why? Andy has published her first book. So I've decided that tomorrow night's episode is going to be promoting her book and telling you guys about it because there's a lack of, we hear a lot of communication about, being moms for, mom and daughter conversations, but there's not a lot of mom and son talk. And her book is actually about being a boy mom. So this is going to be a great chat tomorrow night. You guys don't want to miss it. Yeah. And you don't want to miss the opportunity to have her talk about her book and maybe read something to you out of it if she feels like it. So I'm really excited about tomorrow night. So I wanted to mention that. And before I get into anything else any further, a couple of things that I really have to promote to you guys all. Listen, if you haven't already, go and check out woodsidesoaps.ca. Handcrafted soaps made with love. Listen, refreshing experience, okay? Guys, all kinds of different scents. Go check it out. That's all I'm saying. I don't promote the things that I don't believe in. And I'm not going to keep the best kept secrets for myself. Okay. Like, no, the best kept secrets are meant to be shared. Just like Savage Protein Balls in Ottawa. Okay. Go check her out. Literally. Guys, you know, I'm going to have to say it. Content warning, very truthful, many real questions and heartful answers to them for you all today. So stick around because there's many topics to talk about. Yeah, but I have to put out this content warning because I'm not going to hold back. No. So you guys need to see. And yeah, I'll take it from here. So, guys, great questions that I've had. Big time. And, I'm really grateful for them because I say things and I talk to people and my biggest downfall in my whole life has been believing that people understand what I say, believing that other people's function that I believe for years that everybody functioned the way I did. And I was sadly mistaken. Big time. And you can't expect anybody to be you or like you other than you. And that's why it's so important for you to be authentically you. And when we talk about authenticity, a lot of people have it twisted too, because the real authenticity is being authentic to the love that's fueling you. That's the real authenticity. And that is when you can amplify your force times 4. So people think the authenticity part is staying true to this self identity that they've created or that they're protecting or that they're trying to uphold some reputation, but it's not. Being truly authentic to yourself is to actually fully embody the universal love that is actually fueling you for your existence and staying true to that. That's the truest authenticity. So let it be said and let it be known. So if you are not being unconditionally loving to yourself, just as the creator and the perfect design of this whole experience, if you are not staying true to the exact magnitude and alignment that it is staying true to you, well, then you can't be authentic to yourself. And you can't be an authentic force in this world. But I know I am. So I gotta laugh it off like I do everything else. So I have to share this stuff with you guys. And today, yes, I'm going to get into a couple of topics and I'm taking it easy now because, the learning's going to get real. And if you guys saw in the comments, you guys might want to take notes. Now, a lot of people have said to me, Tobi, you have a real. No, okay, let me drop it this way. I get it. All right. So, the things being said right now about who does she think she is? And anyway, there's all kinds of things. And I don't even want to put fuel into that. But I'll tell you something. I don't think I'm anybody. And that's what makes me different. Everybody has this identity to uphold. I don't. I've embodied the universal love and I'm an expression of it. I come out here and I say what I have to say. I mean what I say and I mean what I do. And there's no takebacks because universally there is no takebacks. So everybody operating from a stance where they can take back the thoughts and the actions and the words that they have projected, you are absolutely wrong. All of the forgiveness stuff, yes, you must forgive yourself to unleash yourself from it. But are there any takebacks? No. Because that ripple effect is felt throughout the whole universe and everything in the existence of it. No matter what it is, no matter what you think, No matter what you say, no matter what you do, we are all connected. And we are all one existence, bound and binded by the love that fuels it and creates it and makes it existent. Now, to be authentic is to embody that without distortion throughout your chakra points in your being and your chakra points outside of your being in your etheric body. Complete alignment, complete whole being, and being authentic to the force that is fueling you is what amplifies that by 4. So, yes, authenticity is 4 times more powerful than the love that's fueling you, because that is the love fueling you amped up. But if you are not authentic to the universal love that is giving you the experience, then there's no way you can amp it up times 4. But from my state, there's no need to regulate. There's no self-regulation factors. You see? Because I'm authentic and I'm true to me and the universal love fueling me first. Primarily. That's why I disrupt belief systems, thinking patterns, distortions in people's beings. Now, look, we're going to talk about it. When I say see people for who they are, a lot of people are coming at me with talk. Saying, oh, well, you know, people, you're not being very compassionate. People go through things. People have that. People did it. Wah, 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 motherfucking wah. If it's possible for me, there's no excuse for anybody. They may have a lot of excuses, but that's all what's restricting them from this kind of power. We all have it. The only thing that's stopping you from having it is your own damn choice. Because you're born with it. There's nothing that I've acquired that's some gift that, okay, nah. I was born like this. So were you. Me, I choose to be authentic to the universal love that is fueling me for existence, that makes me possible today. And within that, there is no boundary, no limit, no restriction. And being a healed, whole individual with no restriction allows me to have a full, whole, healed biofield, which cannot be penetrated, as an authentic, universal expression of universal love. That's the true protection in this density. You know, everybody that needs, look, I get it. Okay. All right. So I'm being told that I have to get back to what I was originally saying. Thank you. Great reminder. All right. So I tell people about see people for the state in which they are. Well, after today's live, you're going to understand truly what somebody brings. Because you see somebody and you see people for their face and for what they tell you. Me, I feel people from their energetic state in which they embody for themselves, which is very different. So me experiencing somebody else is very different than another person. Why? Because the way my data processes, it processes on an energetic level because I am frequency right now. I am frequency first. And I stay authentic to that and true to that. So who am I? I'm an expression and a vessel of universal love, just like every one of you are. But have you owned that for yourself? No, I doubt it. Because you wouldn't be sitting being exactly who you are if you had. And yes, I can say that. I tell you all the time, see people for who they are and who they choose to be. But you're seeing them for their name, their belief systems. That you don't even see them for their belief systems. Screw that. Yes, right. Correction. I get it. Whoa. Okay, I just stepped out of bounds there. Quickly reminded, no, all right. You only see them for what the fuck they're telling you. And that's it. And then you get stuck listening and hearing your own thinking about what this interaction is instead of hearing what they're telling you. And that's very different too. Well, when it comes to me, I feel their energetic state. I can tell you their belief systems. I can tell you their first disconnection of where their first fuck up, well, not fuck up, but the first distortion was. Just in the communications and in interactions and in feeling them. And listen, hey, it's what makes me different than most every other empath on this planet. I'm an empowered empath. I don't get shifted by any other energies because I embody my own and the universal love and the energy of it. So nothing can shift me. Everything's a mere experience. All it is a mere experience. And up until yesterday, it no longer exists. Today, you're a brand new creation of it. So see people for who they are in your life. You see, you want to see people and grant people permissions according to titles. And we've all done it. I did it too until I got real with that. So let's get real with that. Let's get real with the title business before I get real with the state of beings. First of all, titles. Titles don't mean anything in my life. Somebody's state and their actions towards me individually is all that matters. And it really doesn't even matter because it's all learning for me. So what another person deems to matter doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. So how does this make me different? Very much. Because everything up until yesterday is gone. So today, as a new creation, this is a new day. Anything that is meant to be in my day to day, in my experience, will be, and nothing but. And I firmly believe that. So I leave everything from yesterday there, exactly where it should be. I carry nothing forward but learning and wisdom of it. But I don't know another that can do that. I don't carry anything forward. Absolutely nothing. No person, place, or thing. No. People stay where they choose to remain and be left when it comes to me. I don't chase nothing. Nothing. You crazy? Ha! I know my worth. I'm a magnet. I pull what's meant to be for me to me. Literally. I've done it all my life and I will continue to do so with an amplified state. I don't need to do anything but just be me. So I encourage you guys all to be that way too. And literally get the most out of your experience. Now back to, because I'm being reminded and redirected back to, see people for who they are. Now, how do you see people for who they are? Well, Be silent within your own being and listen to what the interaction is and feel it out. Because, while you're thinking, you're not feeling. You can't be doing those two things at once. So even while you're thinking about how you're feeling, it actually stops you from feeling the way that you're feeling, and then amplifies what you're feeling according to what you're thinking about it. That's why I don't think. I allow things to be. What am I thinking about? When I get an urge or something to do, it's get up and go right away. Decided the other day, okay, no, a couple of weeks ago, that I wanted to do the ostrich, your transition from ostrich to an eagle, a journey of personal transformation. I decided that weeks ago. Boom, it's there. Then right after I published that, I was like, fuck this. I went for a walk, and my boss was like, no, you know what? I am not going to get off your back until you publish that other book, The Energetic Bank. I am not telling you to do it for no reason. And I'm like, I just did a book that you told me to do, and I did it. Like 10 books now? Can you ease up on me a little bit? And I was told, no. You got a job to do. When the work's done, the rewards will be there. But me, my reward is to breathe in this experience. So I don't need anything except for the air that I breathe. And I'll get to that too. So that's why I did the Energetic Bank right away, 24 hours after I published. The transition from ostrich to eagle is because I was being told by my boss, yo, get that now. Now. You spoke about it. Get it out there. Copywritten. So I did. Now, back to people's state of being. Now, you guys all see people for their name and their reputation that they have to uphold and their mask that they wear, because nobody wants you to see the real true them. And this is why I distort people, because I don't wear a fucking mask. I am who I am, and that's just the way it is. And there are 4 types of motivation in this world. And my motivation is not of the lowest kind. And this is what firmly makes me different. Hold on, there's a comment I'm just seeing now. Hi, Melissa. I'm happy to see you out here. You have lots of love to you. I'm really glad that you guys interact. Really, Tamana came out and said hi before too on YouTube. I'm really grateful for you guys. Look, there's 4 types of motivation in this world. Now, what makes me truly different? See, I like to use myself as an example for you guys all to learn. Okay? Because my life experience, thanks, you too. You know what? Lots of love to you. I'm really grateful. And if you're just hopping on, this is one that you might want to go and listen to the after, It's going to be a full one. Stick around. And I'm glad you didn't miss anything juicy. I'm about to get into the slides, into the real learning, So I'm glad you're here for it. There are 4 types of motivation in this world. Now, because I died, I had life review. I asked for 10 more years of life to correct what had happened so that I would not have to come back and do it again. No matter how difficult anything in my experience has been to live, it no longer exists. I don't feel any of it right now. It's gone. And a lot of people are sitting here today feeling the weight of all of their experience because they believe it truly exists. And it doesn't. And they recreate it by thought alone. Because when you're creating thoughts, you're creating the effects of the thoughts. And your brain only processes right now. That's it. Your brain doesn't process anything as past events, past occurrences, no, or future events or future occurrences, no. Everything is processed right now. And this is why, you know what? I had a great conversation with somebody yesterday. And it reminded me of The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. And you know what? I didn't remember the name, but guess what? When I went into my books this morning on my profile, 11 years ago, I had posted 4 books that were very relevant to people's learnings. One of them was The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. One of them was The Celestine Prophecy by James Redfield. One of them was The 4 Agreements, and I can't remember who it's written by right now because... And there was another one that I posted that right off the top of my head, I can't remember. Well, yesterday I had a great conversation with an outstanding man about Celestine Prophecy and about the power of now and things like that, okay? But I want to encourage you guys to realize why the power of now is so important is because your brain only processes right now. Nothing but. So anything that you choose to think about from your past, your brain is processing it as if it's happening to you right there and then. Because that's the way the brain works. So this is why I have been coming out here telling everybody, you must remove all of these emotional storages of memories that are only there because of how they made you feel. Because anytime you recall these memories, or anytime your thoughts, your speech, your doing is coming from these memories as a foundation for it all, well, your brain is processing all of that as if it's now. So this is why anything stored in your subconscious brain affects your now. Because it shouldn't be there to begin with. The construct of what we've had to live, the leakage down of generational belief systems, the fear-based decisions, the avoidance of it all, the abuse that was silenced, the non-acceptance, look, there's a lot of things that I'm going to get into, okay? And it's not here I don't shame or blame anybody for my existence or for what I've had to live. I am so grateful for it all. Because, I can come out here and make you guys really, really, really get the depths of the most learning possible from my experience, which is very helpful to anybody who needs a little help. And right now, the whole world does. So, guys, I'm going to get into it. What are the 4 types of motivation? Because you guys need to know what motivates me. So I will find that for you now. All right, 4 types of motivation. Well, as you can see, the lowest type, number 1, is money motivation. All right. Everybody seems to be motivated by money. They do everything they think, say, and do is related to getting and acquiring money. Needing money, 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 money. This is the whole construct of this society right now. Money, money, money. But that's the lowest form of motivation. And just above that, you got personal gain. So it's because you want something personally out of it. And this is why I tell you, you got to watch people coming at you. Because what is the motivation that they have for even interacting with you? The next is personal conviction. right? This is what I mean about intentions of others. Are they coming to rip your ass down to make themselves feel better? Do they feel like you are a threat to them so they will smear your name? Do you feel like, look, there's a lot of stuff personal conviction can mean. And also motivation, personal conviction will mean because you feel you have something to do personally, like repairing ancestral karma, like breaking bondage of lineage belief systems that are harmful, like breaking the silence of abuse of all forms. Personal conviction. What is it that is driving you? If you can hold on to what's driving you, yes, it's more motivation that you'll get than any kind of money or any kind of personal gain tactics. Okay? Because you want to be a better you. But there also is that flip side to it also. Well, the highest level is sense of duty, service. So what motivates me is my duty and responsibility to every single breathing person on the planet to know what I know. That is my motivation. Why? Because knowing what I know, there is no way that knowing what I know, I can allow shit to keep going the way it is. No. So my motivation is for correction and ascension of this planet. Every breath I take. Why? Because I have children. Card horn. The horn. Bump, bump. Validation from the universe today. Yes. And I'm on front lines of the ascension, and I breathe that into existence every waking moment of my being. There is nothing more important to me than the correction of this planet. So let's talk about the state of being and the motivation. Now you guys know about the motivation. Well, you know what motivates me is to free my children and grandchildren from ever having to heal from their life experience. Because we are not meant to have to heal from it. We are meant to be adventurous and discover every waking moment and frolic through it freely, enjoying and learning and breezing through it. Okay? Seeing a comment go up, so. Yes, Melissa, exactly. Yes. We're born in the state of unconditional love in the highest frequency possible, full consciousness. We don't think. That's what makes us be able to figure out our bodies and how to maneuver in them. It's like that movie Avatar. You know, the first time the guy jumped into the avatar and he had to learn how to get into his body or his avatar. Well, that's what happens to us when we are born. You know, but we figure that shit out a little bit while we're in the womb. But when we come out, we got to figure out how this thing works outside of being in the womb. And we don't think about it. We're in our fullest, highest potential as a newborn. Yeah. But it gets distorted. Why? Because, well, first of all, your purest, most natural state. This is why they can see earth angels. This is why they can see spirits. This is why everybody loves babies or their energy and their aura of it, because they're in their purest, natural, highest potential of their being. And actually, what warms an individual's heart about seeing a baby is because they're reminded of that state within themselves for that brief moment. And that's why people get emotional around babies, because It's a remembering of once the feeling that they had within their own being. And that's why it turns on baby fever. And this is why women get this baby fever and they want to have babies. It's more because it's a remembering of their state. Yeah. And then that brings in the creative power of wanting a baby. And then they have there's a whole thing to it, literally. But we're born in this state. So what distorts us from this state? Everything that we believe about ourselves, our needs not being met, are us being forced to be in operation in a reversed way to our most natural state. Because when you were learning how to move your fingers and bringing your hands to your mouth and rolling over and learning to crawl and learning to walk, I bet you had nobody trying to tell you anything about that, and you weren't thinking about it, and you didn't believe anything. You didn't believe you couldn't. You had no limits. You had no boundaries. You had you had clarity about what your heart's desire was, and that was to move and discover and explore and learn. And that's your purest, most natural state of being. Yeah. You weren't believing your name. Not even at that point. You weren't believing what was going on around you. You had no limitations, no boundaries. Nobody was telling you to not be the way that you were. That only happened after you started walking and you started discovering and exploring everything. And then it's no, don't do that. And sit like that and sit down and do this and fucking fill your head with shit. Make you believe that you had to think. That's the truest distortion. Yeah, because when you're in your fullest power as an infant, and come on, those are huge milestones. Going from laying there to being able to roll over, to being able to get up, to be able to sit up, to being able to figure out how to maneuver, how to get on all fours, to crawl, then to walk. Are you kidding me? That shit's more of an accomplishment than anything you've done since. Guaranteed. Fuck. Why? Because that's the shit you didn't think about. Everything else since you've had to think about. So you've been totally distorted from your truest power. That's why when a kid falls, you think you're running to see if they broke a leg or a hip? No, fuck. Malleable, they're like, get up and go. Go, gadget fucking kiddo. You know? Well, that's how you were too. That's how everybody was. Before they believed their name, before they believed they had a race, before they believed there were had to succumb to any fucking religion, before any of that, your highest, purest power is in your first 3 years of life. By the time you're 3, your personality is constructed. By the time you're 7, you're locked into your foundational ways. You know, give me an infant for the first 7 years, and at the end, like they've said in many places, first 7 years constructs that person to be who they will be at the end of their life. That's the fundamental of everything. Foundation of all. Nobody's different when it comes to that shit. And everything else is built on top of that if that shit's not corrected. So, I don't care who you are. If you haven't gone down and uprooted everything in your existence that is harmful, your whole life is being governed by it. And you are not in your highest potential. And you are not in the power of your being. I don't care who you think you are. You're operating, doing what a program has taught you and not what your power is operating you to do. That's a choice too. And this is why I tell people, watch the interactions that you allow in your life also, but watch more than anything the interactions you have with your own damn self. Because that is the true governance of any interaction with anybody else. And I'll get into that too, because now it's coming up. Look, people are their state first, before their name, before their title, before their accolations and awards and their show that they put on, and there's several fucking masks they choose from. Listen, people are fucking, they're a state first. State of being first. My state is a state of universal, unconditional, infinite love. Why? Because that is the state that I embody. Why? Because that is the state I was born in. Just like every one of you. I have done the work to rid any distortion or distraction out of my being, to become the most powerful being for myself that I could humanly be. Why? Because I am not going to be taken out of here by any person, place, or thing, or have another attempt again ever. My plan is to live out the rest of my existence feeling as blissfully loving as I do right now to myself, primarily, without distortion or distraction, and breathe that for the rest of my life. Doesn't matter what I have to live in the experience. Okay. People's state, they're an accumulation of not only their belief systems, but all of the emotional storage of every experience, unless they have done the work to rid themselves of that. They are every one of their generational belief systems that's been handed down, if they haven't rid themselves of that. They are everything that has been handed to them by everybody else, unless they've done the work to correct themselves, okay? So when I tell you to watch people and see people for who they are, well, guess what? You're not only seeing a person in front of you as that person, you are also seeing that person as everybody and their installation of their whole life experience is standing in front of you. How they cope and what they truly believe about themselves, and whether they can see their worth or not, or the frequency they embody, whether they are full of self-hate. Well, listen, that's what people are an accumulation of, unless their state has been consciously created. I consciously create my state. Therefore, nothing can affect me. But yet, others that are not consciously creating their state are being controlled by everything that they have stored in their being. By you giving your life force for it to exist, and you hang on to it because you need something to give your life meaning. Oh my God, I need to have a past. Oh my God, I need to have people in my life. What am I going to do without it? No, you're going to let it fucking go. You'll be free of it. It'll be the best thing you could have ever done, because all of that shit no longer exists. And you want to hang on to people, places, and things that don't even exist in your life. They're only there momentarily, and you give them your whole life force. Yo, stop that shit. I'm going to talk about it. Titles, like I was supposed to. Yes, brings me back into titles. Thank you for that. Titles. You give people meaning according to titles, because you as a child have been brainwashed and conditioned to believe that these people, according to titles, are supposed to mean something to you in your life. Nothing but. But what meaning are you giving to these titles according to what others wanted for you? What do I mean? Perfect example. How many of us have had to do it, but also have done it to our own children where, oh, no, go give them a hug, no matter who the fuck they are, no matter how they're treating us, no matter what. Oh, no, show them love. No, fuck all that shit. See them for who they are. No title warrants any kind of meaning if they're not being unconditionally loving to you. But you can't see that unless you're being unconditionally loving to yourself. We've all done it. And it's all been done to us. We've had to believe that we had to love our grandparents no matter who they were. And really, you don't. That's a choice. Who were they to you? You don't have to love people because they gave you a way into this world. No, you love people because it's a choice. Like me, I love everything in the existence of it by mere choice. But the allowance and the allotment of the free will, and I respect people for who they choose to be. Because that does not inflict me. I see it inflicts them, but that is their choice. Do I have anything to do with that? No. Do I want anything to do with that? No. Less is more for me. Less interactions, less people is less bullshit and less energy work that I have to do. Okay? Straight up. Because unless somebody is frequenting at my level, well, then I have work to do in any interaction. Literally. And that's why I say sometimes it's just not worth it. Because the garbage I get back off another, they don't even realize what I'm washing off of them. And hey, trust me. Anyway, watch people for their state of being. Now, what is this state of being that I'm talking about all the time? Listen, who are they? They are an accumulation of their experience, yes, but primarily, don't worry about what they believe about you. What do they believe about themselves? What do they believe about the people's titles in their life? Look, this title thing, yes, back to the titles. Thank you for that. I got swayed and I got swiftly put back in check. Look, titles. You were conditioned to love your grandparents. You were conditioned to love your family in totality, extended or not, your cousins, your friends, your whatever. You were trained to love all these people, no matter how they treated you. And it's happened to us all. See, what makes me different right now in my life is that I understand that all of that was wrong. So from the moment that I understand that that training is wrong, I corrected it within myself and for my children. And that's why I tell people all the time, do not force a child to go and hug anybody if they do not feel it to do it for themselves. Don't do it. Children see people for who they are, whether you're fucking blinded or not. A child sees and knows. And that's why I tell people too, you better start listening to your kids instead of trying to brainwash them, because they got more to teach you than you have to fucking teach them. And yes, I say that passionately. And people need to get real with it, thinking kids don't know anything. You better take a listen to a child, because they see way more than you do. They learn by observation. I know I learn by observation. And I learn from feeling. So this is why, it's all happened to us. So unless you have said to yourself, titles will not govern my fucking life, well, then they are, because they are a part of your programming. You've been trained to show people respect according to titles. You have been trained and programmed to believe that titles matter more than what you are feeling. Well, no. There is no fucking title that matters more than what you are feeling. Ever. No way. That's how I govern my life. That's why I openly come out and I speak proudly about it, that I do not love on a human level anybody that does not reciprocate the same to me according to a fucking title. No way. Take that goddamn title and choke on it like you should have years ago. That's how I see shit. And a lot of people say, oh, that's harsh. No, it's not, because they weren't sensitive or compassionate while they were choking me with their bullshit. Well, now I'm grown now. Now I know better. So I do better. And that's as simple as that. Why? Because there are generations at stake if I don't. So I will do better. And nobody will stop me. Not no person, place, or thing. Not no title. I'm the master magician in my scripting of my experience. And I'm a very powerful being. And I am a very forceful. Anytime I speak into this existence, it is heard throughout all the realms. There is nothing in existence that does not hear me, that does not feel the ripple effect of my creation of my conscious spoken word. So how can it not happen? This is why people can't step into their purest state, and they're restricted by it while they're filled with all of this shit that's not supposed to be there. So what's the shit that's not supposed to be there? Well, that you got to believe everything outside of you before you love yourself, and everything else matters before you do. Whoa there. You wasted a fucking thought for many, many years and wasted a lot of time thinking that. Well, as of today, delete. Because that shit is no longer relevant to your existence today. You matter. And your state matters. Other people, you better see them for their state coming at you. And what is that? Oh, they can paint a pretty face on. Oh, yes, they can. And they can come and spit you some smooth talk. Oh, yes, they can. Some are masters at it. Masters of illusion. Smoke and mirrors. But you got to see them for their state. Now, what is their state? What do they choose energetically to embody? Is their power all distorted? So what is the distortion of power? Let me get into it today. All right, so let me show you guys what distorts your power. First of all, I'm going to show you guys this. Now, I'd like you guys to see. You see the one with the green around it? That is negativity. It is muddy. It is murky. It is stagnancy. It is not flowing. It is when your power is restricted. Okay? So if your power is restricted and you're walking around believing all of this shit, well, that's what you look like energetically. Whereas if you take a look over on the other side, the yellow and the flowing without distortion, the balance of energy in all of the chakra points, the clear flowing of it all, well, that's how I operate. And that's the auric field that I talk about whole. I'm healed, whole, and I am a magnetic force to be reckoned with in this experience because we are energy first. All right. And this is why I have said many, many, many times, people coming with negative energy, I eat that for lunch. My energetic power and flow can just totally annihilate the weakened energy. Okay? Literally. Literally. That's a topic for another day. Because I totally understand that I can breathe life or take it in a blink. And we all have that power too. And you guys may think, what the fuck? Yeah. I've resurrected my own self from the dead by energy and by the assistance of the Most High. When my body was there in ICU and they gave me 16 hours to live, my kidneys were dead. My liver had failed. My heart was going to explode. They said, no way possible. Well, when I died that night and I had my life review, well, I was told, that body's inhabitable. How do you expect to go back in there? I said, well, if you give me 10 years to correct it, you're telling me I can correct it. I'll do it. I'll do it. I don't want to have to come back and do this shit again. Let me correct it. And I was given 10 years. I asked for 10 years. And I was given the 10 years to correct it. Well, I've done more than correct it. I've corrected it so much that I've passed all my life lessons, cleared out ancestral karma, cleared out my life cycles, and I will never again have to do this shit. Because I've been doing this shit for thousands of years. I'm done now this round. So this why now, to the level that I'm at, I just need to show you guys all how to do it and live the rest of my life peacefully. That's all I need to do, because I know I don't have to do this shit again. And I got to help as many as possible not have to do this shit again either. Because guess what? There is no doing this shit again. Whatever gets locked to old earth will be destroyed with it. Because there's a balance to all. So with the creation of the new, well, there has to be the destruction of the old. Balance to all. And it, can never die. It just changes. So, and this is why, as a spiritual way shower, I must pull as many back to the light as possible, being the bridge that I am. How? With knowledge, leading by example, showing you guys what it is to be in your highest form of your truest potential. And you guys were born in it. So back to, yes, states of being and seeing people for who they are in your life. First of all, annihilate the titles. Because if you took away the titles of all of these people that you give meaning to in your life, well, would they merit the title that you attach to their name? Take a look at that. Because I can guarantee you 80% of them don't. They really don't. They couldn't give a shit about you. They do not check up on you. They are there when they need you, not the other way around. Come on. You got to be real with this shit. And I talk about it in my books. Getting real with it. Stop making fucking excuses for shit. Oh, well, because I have to. No, you fucking don't. And I know that in my life, I don't have to deal with nobody's shit. Nobody's shit. Not according to no title. Not according to nothing. 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 I don't have to. Listen, this is the difference. I love everything in this existence. But when it comes to loving one person personally, I take that way too seriously. And that's what, honestly, unless there is somebody coming into my life on the same frequency, I will never allow that again. Because I am not going to swoop down to try to assist any man to come up to my frequency ever again in my life. It destroyed me the last time. So I encourage you guys all to see people for their states because of what I must do. I must see people for their state of being and not make any excuses for it. So I come out and I tell you guys all the same thing. Because literally, way too many people are trying to make things work with people that you're not even on the same frequency. So it cannot work. it doesn't work. There's no merging. Energy either merges or repels. There's no half step in it. We're energy first. We're frequency first. So even in interactions with people, it does not have to be romantic here. I'm talking about any connection. We have soul ties, soul connections too. We have even karmic connections that we have to live. We have a whole life contract that we have to live up to. And if you don't, you got to do it again and again and again until you fucking get it right. You know how you're coming in, you know how you're going out, and there's a list of fucking shit you got to live, and you know you're going to live, and you got to get it done. Doesn't matter how you do it, but there are some things you got to get done. And if you don't, you got to do it again. Well, this round of humanity, there is no doing it again. You're either ascending with the planet or you're not. Love frequency is coming back into the operational ways of being. The matrix is dissolving by the day. Yeah, they're not going to tell you that shit. Love is coming back to operate and rule the earth the way it should be. The pulse of Mother Nature. The symbiotic relationship as one with all. That's what's going on right now. So you either can jump into that frequency of it or you can't. And if you're operating out of belief systems of all the shit that has been locking you into the construct of the matrix, you are definitely not ascending with the planet. By your own fucking choice. And that's what's really going on. So you must see people for who they are in your life, by their state of who they show up to be. What do I mean? Well, are they depressed? Are they angry? Are they fucked up in their belief systems? Do they have coping skills? Do they show up for themselves properly first? What do they believe about them? How do you know? You listen to them. Listen to them. They will tell you if you do not have the capacity to feel who they are. Why do you lack the capacity to feel who they are? Because you do not feel who you are. So you cannot feel another. Sorry, but I'm not. Hey, Monique, happy to see you out here. Lots of love to you. Exactly that. Yes, very much so. And this is why you got to see people for who they are. Me, I know that I feel people, no matter what they say to me. Their energy tells me everything. Energy doesn't lie. Energy is their fundamental source of letting them breathe. Well, that is their truest language. I speak that language, but others have a very hard time comprehending if they do not speak that language. I do. I embody that. So it's very, for me to embody the frequency that I do and the level of consciousness that I do, it is very easy for me to see all of the lower densities, all of them. I can identify them. I can feel them out. They all have a different feeling. People come in a different state. Every single person has a unique state. It is not able to be classified across the board because it is their unique experience, their unique learning, their unique installation of everything that they had to live. So there are no two people alike. And this is why I encourage you guys to really don't limit yourself to future experiences due to past learning, because no two people will make you feel the same. So what if you had an interaction that made you feel fucked up? Who cares? It was an experience. Leave it alone. No two people can make you feel like that again. So if you had a bad relationship, so be it. Yeah, couldn't interact with with a boss, so be it. There's going to be others that you can interact with, whether it be a boss, a partner, a relationship. Listen, you got to be on the same frequency for anything to work. But what frequency are you embodying first is a real factor about what you see in another also. If you're embodying a frequency of a lower density, let me get into some pictures here for some learning. Because, I talk about it and I talk the frequency talk, and then I show you guys pictures. But listen, let me show you. Because there's nothing like the real thing, baby. All right. So let's get on here the vibrational scale of consciousness. Okay. Emotions, their energy in motion. Energy vibrates at a certain frequency. The law of vibration activates the law of attraction. Okay. And blah, blah. Okay. Listen. Everything that you choose to embody, including your past experiences and memories of them, because you have a storage bank. Look on the side here, you're going to see the levels and the frequencies of what's going on through your body if you're living in these states. Because your energetic state is what creates your mood, it creates your thinking, it creates your beliefs, creates everything. So, what frequency are you embodying first? Are you living in a shame, which is a 20 hertz frequency? Are you living out of guilt, apathy, grief, fear, desire, anger, pride? Where it all flips in any of that is really having the courage to look within, taking a look at how you are operating as a frequency. That's where you're going to find your neutral zone of acceptance of it all and be able to look it in the face and change your spiral, where you will be able to operate from an upward spiral of energy frequency from that point, because you're going to have the willingness to be accepting of yourself and who you genuinely are. And within that, you are going to find the reasons to love yourself and embody the love. That's where you are going to feel the joy and the peace and come on, so on and so forth. See the point? So you got to see people for their state of being, because just like your state of being, everybody has a state of being, a frequency first. And I've gotten a lot of backlash for saying that. A lot. But I'm telling you guys, this is what you need to know. Your frequency first, what you choose to embody as your frequency, is what produces everything in your life. Your results, your interactions, your ideas, your thoughts, your speech, your everything. Your frequency first. So you cannot embody a frequency of love. Let me remind you of what that is. 500 hertz. If you are living out of any lowered state below that, well, the ascension of the planet is to go back to love frequency. Unknown. So, if you cannot hold love for you primarily, then that is a distortion to the frequency of the operational frequency of the planet. You see? This is where the natural purge comes into play. And nothing has to happen to make that happen. We are frequency first. You either can embody the frequency or you cannot. You can either fly at that altitude or you are grounded. There's no ands, ifs, or buts. Me, I know the state that I embody. This is why I come out and I tell you guys about states of being and consciously creating your state of being by choice. Consciously releasing anything that you have in your energetic bank that I talk about. Empty those safety deposit box of energetic bullshit that you're carrying, because it's affecting everything about your experience. You are not operating from your highest potential, which you are whole and healed. which from this state. Look, you know what? Let me guess. I get it. Okay. If you got anything going on in your body whatsoever right now, so if you are sick, let's say, okay, all right, so you got anything that any diagnosis is going on in your body that you're taking medications for? It's because you're not in your right frequency. And that's what's making you sick. It's the frequency of your state of being first. It's not what's happening in the physical. The physical is the result of the frequency you're embodying. You see, we're all energy first before matter. So if you are sick, in other words, okay, so you got this wrong and you got that wrong and you adopt it as your self-identity and you believe it exists and you all of this stuff, well, you're living in a lowered frequency and you're going to feel the effects of that. So look, let me throw up the vibrational frequencies. Look, as you look, colds and flu starts at 57 to 60 megahertz. A positive thought brings you up 10 megahertz. Death begins. Death of your being, of your matter, begins at 25 megahertz. And get a negative thought brings you down minus 12 megahertz. Your heart functions 67 to 70 megahertz. Guys, if you're sick, well then there's a distortion in your frequency. Your frequency first. And Monique says, fact. Yes, because we're energy first. And that's all I want to speak is facts out here, real raw facts. Live with a narcissist, and I can feel the dysregulation. I get what you were saying. Oh, listen, I just got out of a narcissistic, abusive relationship that nearly killed me. So get out. That's all I can say. And if you need some help, reach out to me one-on-one. I just lived that shit. Yeah, believing that love would heal all. Yeah, right. People choose their state of being. That was the biggest learning of my life. But that was also my last life lesson, I was told. So that's good. It closed out life cycles for me. Because what happened was I not only could love myself unconditionally, but I could love the most unlovable unconditionally, no matter what. So that was the last graduation that I needed, was to be able to unconditionally love the unlovable. Yeah, but I did it. So I send you lots of love. I love that. Look at the smiley face. I send you lots of love, Monique. And that shit's hard. And the biggest, you know what? I know we're going to sway a little, but states of being right now. And I'm glad that you mentioned that, because when you're dealing with somebody else and their state of being is not okay, and you're trying to embody an okay state of being, it's like a yo-yo, and the interactions are really huge. You know what, Monique, you need to reach out to me. What I'll do is I'll give you my I'll send you a copy of my brand new book, the Budgeting Your Energetic Bank, because right now a narcissistic abuse that we live with, what happens is it heightens our nervous system and drops us low. It's a womp, 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 intentional to keep you totally dysregulated. So that's why you're feeling it. Okay? They do it intentionally because that's how they feel inside. So that's how they make you do, that's how they want you to be, because that's how they can function and manipulate you and mold you to, if you're not solid and you're all over the place with your central nervous system, it's the easiest way to maneuver you to the way that they want. Because then you doubt yourself, you doubt what you're feeling, you're not solid in your skin, you're not going to get out of it, you're not going to seek help, you're going to be embarrassed by it, you're going to be ashamed by it, you're going to feel like you're not worthy of even breathing, because how could you even get yourself into this after everything that you've lived in? No, fuck all that, it's all brainwashing. Breathe, come up for air, and get the fuck out of there. Listen, it was hard for me to leave too because he told me straight up, listen, I will cut you up. I will dismember you. I will hide you across Canada. You think that guy that carried that person's body across Canada on the bus with something is a problem? You wait until you see from spirit what I do to you. And I was like, whoa. Oh, wow. Thank you so much. So true. No, it is true. Listen, this guy really intentionally, he told me, if I can't have you, nobody's going to have you. I will take you and I will dissolve your body in chemicals. He used to tell me that my family fucking hated me and all my friends were full of shit and that nobody would ever look for me. And he had isolated me to the point where I truly believed it. This guy had me to a point believing that if I left, he'd kill me. So it was really hard to find a way out after I'd had a heart attack. After he dislocated my knee one night when I was asking about another woman. Literally, okay? Smashed fish tanks, flooded my place. Listen, the abuse that I took, but I had had a heart attack. So I couldn't get out. My family wouldn't help me. Nobody would help me get out of it. I had to endure it all. See, and this is why people ask, why did you stay? I had no fucking choice. The guy was living in my house. Nobody would help me. And every time I kicked him out, fuck, they're not human. No, they're not. They're the most demonic fucking demons there is. But that's okay. Because I conquered that one. And that's why I know you can conquer it too. And I'll help you do it. No problem. You need some motivation, girl? Reach out to me one-on-one. What? Narcissist worst nightmare is an empowered empath. Yeah. And now I'm fucking mastered in narcissism from the research, and from living the experience. Oh, yeah. I'm like, bring it on. Literally. But, it was really difficult because I had had a heart attack. And what happened was everybody asked me, Toby, what was the thing that every time you kicked him out, why did you let him back in? Well, because he used to really hurt himself and hurt others. So knowing that, I was like, oh, fuck. You know what? He's going to hurt somebody and he's going to do something out there to people. And he was doing it. He listen, he had bad car accidents that took other vehicles off the road. Like he could have been dead so many times in the incidences that he would pull every time I kicked him out. So me, in my mind, after knowing this shit, I was like, okay, well, I'd rather him hurt me. And that's what I did. I adopted it. It was like I was taking one for humanity because I was like, I would rather he hurt me than be out there hurting all that he intends to hurt. And the way that I would hear him speak about the way he wanted to do things to others and the way he would speak about his own flesh and blood, listen. But then it got to a point where I knew my life was on the line. Actually, what really happened is it took me to calculate how many days I had invested into this horror story. I knew it was happening. I was embarrassed as fuck that it was happening, but I also had no way out. I asked people for help. I asked so many people for help. Nobody would help me. Everybody knew that after my heart attack, my resources had been crushed. Nobody would help me. Everybody knew, even leaving him 9 months ago, that I was walking away with not even the finances to cover my bills. People told me they would help. Nobody did. Everybody since who has said, actually, no, I can, you know what, when I say that, I've had one lifelong soul brother, literally, that has helped me. And that's, I won't say him, I won't call him out here, but him and I were in a tub together at a year old. Well, he's found it in his heart to assist me when I really have been in a fucking jam. And I've been in many jams, many, many, many jams. And to the point where I've had to lose my car because nobody will help. And I'm still out here helping the world. But will anybody help me? No. Literally. A lot of people have told me that they would help me. A lot of people have promised me all kinds of shit. Have they ever followed through on their actions? No, not one of them. Exactly. In narcissistic relationship, everyone backs off. I have no friends. Well, guess what? You've got a friend here, girl. They do back off because they get scared of the narcissist. And that's the truest thing about a narcissist. A narcissist has made it very clear to everybody around that they don't fuck around. You know, it was crazy because one of his friends actually said to me, I'm starting to question your mental state. And I said, why's that? And he said, because you're still with him. Okay. His friends. Thank you. Oh, I'm here, girl. Listen, all the time. Cheers to the corrections of all those motherfucking narcissists. Line them up for me, boy. I'll gladly fix every one of them. Truth is the greatest eye opener. Ha ha! I love it. I can assist you with that. But listen, when I was with that guy, that narcissist, literally, yo, his friends were seeing me with fucking bruises all the time. My family was seeing it. I don't know if they thought that that was just rough sex going on, but no, that was my ass getting kicked. But that's okay. At that point, I had said literally, I'd rather him hurt me than hurt anybody else the way that he was. And I really thought that, not thought, I felt in my heart that he would one day, nah, but no, everybody's got a choice. And it gets to the point with a narcissist that your life will be on the line because they cripple you intentionally to make sure that you don't leave, to make sure that you don't have any friends, to make sure why? Because your light disturbs them. They're they want to feed off of you. They need you to need them so you won't go anywhere. They need you to feel like shit so you won't talk to anybody. They need you to feel like you have no chance of escape so that you won't go anywhere. They will break you down and level you down intentionally. I just experienced it. Company gone, savings gone, the capacity of my heart gone. Hey, and I'm coming back from total recovery of walking away with not even enough funds to pay my bills. I've lost a dog. I've lost a car because of everything that I've had to live since. So it's not just walking away that it changes it all. You got to correct it all after. And that's the road that you got to watch the state that you embody because you're going to feel like, fuck. I'll tell you how I felt. I'm like, sometimes it happens to me, also where I'm like, when am I coming up for air? Because none of this shit is really worth it to me. And to fucking sit out here and try to teach the world about it, what fuck? I know my value, but what the fuck? So I'm appreciative of you because it makes this really worth it for me. This for me is the true payment that I can fucking tell you, listen, hey, shit, I will help you for free. Get your head out of there and get you empowered to the point where you walk out of there breezefully. No problem. You know what made me leave? I sat down and I said, you know what? Him and I were sitting across the table from each other. And lots of love to you too. Listen, him and I were sitting across from the table, and I'm the type of person I like to discuss. If something's making me feel wrong, I bring it to the table calmly. I like to talk about things. Here, this is how I feel. So how do you feel about this? Can you tell me how you're feeling about this? But mind you, I feel energy, so I felt it all anyway, right? But I said I need some change. And all he did was gaslight me again. So I took out the calculator. I said, how long have we been doing this same shit now? How long have we been doing this same shit? Because this is a pattern and it's repetitive. And I've been on this guy since I had my heart attack, and I knew I've been like, okay. But I was here and I couldn't do anything about it. So I had to endure all the narcissism even after the heart attack and stay stuck in it because I couldn't get out. And yes, I kept bringing him back into this place every time I kicked him out because he was hurting himself and he was hurting others. So I was like, you know what? Fuck that. I'll take one for the team, literally. And I would rather him hurt me than hurt the world, because he's going to hurt some major people and it's going to have major ripple effects for a lot of people's lives. And while I seem to be isolated and alone in it, well, then if I can take it, it's not affecting anybody. Let me be the one to take it. And I did. But it got to a point where I couldn't endure it anymore. And I tried to correct it again, like I had always, many, many, many times. And I saw the number of days. You see, when you look at something and you say, okay, 2.5 years, it's 2.5 years. It doesn't seem like a long time. But when I turned 2.5 years into 790 days, holy fuck, that was it. It was game on. And that was it. That's the last time he has been in this house. Have I seen him since? Of course. Have I had interactions with him? Of course. Do I hold any animosity to him? None. I thank him for the experience. Because had I not lived that, I wouldn't be who I am today. I wouldn't be knowledgeable in narcissism. I would not have had the experience of becoming who I am today. It's all a part of making me who I am. Celebrating you. Well, I'm celebrating you too. Big time. And you don't need to listen. We make excuses. And that's why I tell you the excuses that I made. I made the excuses of, okay, well, you know what? I'd rather him hurt me than hurt anybody else. No, that's not cool. He shouldn't be hurting anybody. And nobody should be enabling him to hurt anybody, period. Okay? Instead of seeing him for his state and what he chose to do, I kept seeing everything connected to him that was at stake. I was more worried about his own son and his granddaughter than he ever was. That's a problem. I was more concerned about his well-being than he was. He was intentionally ripping me down and tearing me down daily. How could I allow that for myself or for the ones that I'm attached to? It got to a point that I couldn't. And it is very, very, very traumatic to live with a narcissist. They yo-yo you constantly. You get up in the morning, you're being yo-yoed. You get silent treatment to be yo-yoed. Then you react to things and it's you're the cause. No, they're intentionally doing these things to you to feed off your reactions and keep control of you. Because as long as they're creating reactions in you, well, then they're controlling you. See? The catalyst has to be something that is effective or it doesn't work. Well, the catalyst is the narcissist's intentions to break you down and keep you where you are because you have high value to a narcissist. It's not that they don't value you. They value you so much that they break you down to keep you there. So yes, it's reversal. So don't get it twisted about, oh, he values me because he beats me. No. He values you to the point that he breaks you down because he doesn't want you to be in your state of glory for anybody else to come and swoop you and pick you up because you're wasting your time with them. And that's facts. Yes, that's facts. So don't let it break you down. Don't let it break you down. And I'll tell you something, and it may be the wrong thing to say, but I'll say it too. Monique, when you leave this narcissist, let me tell you something from personal experience. The sex that you're going to have after that you leave that relationship is going to be the best sex that you've had in the longest fucking time. I know that because it was for me. It's like that dude stamped that narcissist right out my system. Okay? I encourage you to get it done, girl. I swear. I swear. No, it's I can be real with it, eh? Yo, this guy love bombed me and breadcrumbed me so much, and thought that he could keep me there with money. But it was like, he knows I'm a very sexual being. So how did, hey, you know how women withhold sex? Well, that's what he used to do to me. All the time. On purpose to have me trip it out. Like literally, okay? So when I left him, oh, Jesus Christ. Boy. I had to call in a little backative, And boy, did that do me some good. And it also assisted me to keep it moving. Keep it moving. And I could say it proudly. But I don't need to have sex since. I just needed a good stomp him out of my system, boy, and on to life. And that's what I've done. And that's why I had to take the time to heal. Yeah. I had to, but I didn't tell everybody. I need to get him stomped out of my system first. But hey, I'll probably say it. Yeah, big time. Had that dude stomped out of my system. Then I had to heal for a couple of months, and then I came out to help the world. Yeah, healed and happy and glowing and with a great state. So I encourage you guys all to see people for their state, for who they choose to be, no matter who they are, because they were going to come with all kinds of shit attached. What's that shit? Everything that happened to them in their first 7 years of life that they're all unaware of still in their brain. Everything that happened up until now, ever since, unless they've consciously erased it all. That is what governs your being. Your ideas, your thoughts, your speech, your actions. Well, that's what governs everybody else in your experience too. To what is unique to them. All the time. So you gotta, stay true to your state and consciously create your state so that you can feel and see in others instead of all of the masks that they put on and the bullshit titles and the talks attached. None of that is relevant. It's not relevant to you. The only relevance it has in your experience is to learn from. So you're either looking at it and learning from it or you're not. One of the two. And it's funny because expect, Monique, that the friends that you had before this relationship will not be the friends that you have after. And the friends that you acquire after will not understand what you just lived. They won't. Especially if you're in repairing and rebuilding mode. People don't understand that. They're still in they want to socialize. They want to do everything. They want to be out there spending money. They want to know. Listen, my lack of money has made me lose my pet, my car, my ability to do anything freely in my life. Okay, so you feel it. I know. So true. I've had some really great people in my life, but they all have expectations of things from me that aren't even feasible. And for them to even bring these topics up to me when they know my situation is very, very, they're not using the discernment of their heart, because how could in a million years they feel in their heart that's okay if they really truly are compassionate about my situation? So yes, people are not compassionate. They do not hear what you need them to hear because they are true to their state of being, whether they are unaware or they are consciously creating it. So see people for who they are. And A lot of people are going to tell you that they're going to be there to help you, and they're not going to be. The only thing that you are going to get from them is those words. I know it. I live it. So many people claim that they're there and they want to help. No, they actually are weighing me down. They're actually consuming my time, my effort, my energy, and bringing me nothing but bullshit talk in return. I know that because they can't even be of my frequency. So everything is an exchange. I have yet to be merged with my divine counterpart that, yeah, anyway, that's a topic for another day. Two frequencies of the same magnitude coming together only amplify. So this is why the divine counterparts must merge now. Everybody be activated in the shakeups and the breakups and the when we're not supposed to be with people, you're not supposed to be with people. And loving frequency, we're going back to it. So anything that's not love has got to go. And I am proud to say it and breathe it into existence with every breath I take. And that is not money motivated or motivated by love. Period. So that's just the way it is. And you know what? People's state of being. Now, what's the state of their being? Well, they are depressed, angry, everything they believe about themselves, whether they're loving themselves or not. See them for who they are, not the wardrobe they want to. Everybody judges somebody by how they look right away. Oh yeah, I know. I walk into places dressed appropriately, well dressed, whatever, and I get the smiles and the oh. I walk through there in pajama pants. Oh boy, the reactions are very different. Oh, I've done the tests. Trust me. I don't speak about things I don't know. I live it to learn it. Be authentically true to who you are and see people for who they are in their state of being, because their energetic state tells you everything. And if you understand their state of being, what they're saying out of their mouth brings a whole different learning experience. Let every interaction be learning for you, no matter what face is attached. People arrive in your life according to their state and frequency first, everything that they believe. What is to believe something? It is to be live in your life. So everything you believe, you are making live in your life, whether you are unaware or not. So, guys, I encourage you all to consciously create your state and to love yourself no matter what, all the time. And yeah, be who you got to be in this world. And what happens when you are frequenting at a certain frequency and you are an upward spiral? Let's just say it this way. When you're flying like an eagle, you're not pecking with the chickens or worried about what the chickens are doing. So you got a choice. Are you the ostrich or the eagle? Consciously create your state. And yeah, it's a beautiful day. And I think I've had enough out here. Love it. Yes. And I love you. And I encourage you to look. I'll say it like this. If you want to love yourself properly, you need to leave it. Simple. Find a way. Figure it out. And you know what? When I couldn't find the help to get out of it, I had to make it happen. And when I couldn't find the support and I couldn't find the help to recover from it all, like now, okay? And I still am out here pumping out books and knowledge and just being peaceful and loving to the whole fucking world. Well, get out of what you're living. You're worth it. This narcissist is not worth your life. Okay? And don't expect. Thank you. Thank you. It was a great talk. I'm inspired. Well, listen, that's why I do it. People are going to fuck with you and control you as long as you let them. Nobody can do anything to us that we do not give them the permission to do. So today, own and commit to not giving the permission to anybody to govern your life but you. That's going to change a lot. That's the first step you got to take. Why would you accept this for yourself? Because you clearly know better. So this isn't a situation that you don't know what's going on. So when you're aware, that's the time that you can change it. You're not in denial. So I ask you to look at why you are still accepting it for yourself. Because these are the things that I had to look at. Why did I feel so invalid that this was okay to accept? Why did I feel so unworthy to be really loved? By myself primarily. Because I had to question, hey, I'm not loving myself if I'm accepting this in my life. So I encourage you to love yourself enough not to accept anything in your life that does not make you feel good. And you know that this does not make you feel good. So also too, I'd encourage you to look at the fact is, why don't you want to feel good? Have you gotten so used to feeling like this that this is just your norm now? And this is why you accept it? Because I had to look at that too. So I'm just coming out with some things that you need to look at. Because these are the things I needed to take a look at. I needed to ask myself, what the fuck? Why should anybody else's life be more important than mine? Even after I've had to fucking sit here and fight for my life. Why, after fighting for my life, I'm allowing it to be in the hands of anybody? That's the shit I had to ask myself. And yeah, get prepared for nobody helping your ass. But you don't need the help. And get prepared for people not to understand what you're going through. And get prepared for people to tell you they're going to help and only put more weight on you. And this is why during the time you have to just be you and be alone and be in isolation and, listen, got you. Yeah. This is like a solo mission. And yeah, look, I hate to say it, pack light, because a lot of people can't go. When you step up for yourself, it comes with a lot of goodbyes. A lot of goodbyes. Since I stepped up for myself, I have lost so many people in my life because they liked being me, the one that was the caterer and the, love everybody but myself first. Nah, I'm loving me first. Because that's the only life force that I can embody right now in this state of being. Because if I don't, I'm dead. I'm living in a body that has been totally nah. I have to protect me because there's no man here beside me doing it, which is that what a man is supposed to do. If they're not leading with protection for your divine being, they gotta go. They're not helpful, they're harmful. And if they're not leading, they're following. Well, a narcissist is trying to break you down so he can lead you. Can't let it happen. If you need the help, reach out. Reach out. One-on-one. I'll do some one-on-one time with you anytime you need it. And now I'm not about money. I'm not money motivated. I'm motivated for this whole fucking ascension of humanity. I want everybody in their fullest, purest power. And what is that? No distortion, no belief systems that they are everything that they were brainwashed to believe. Delete all of that shit, because that's all it is. It's all shit. All of it. Thank you. You're more than welcome. And I send you loads of love. And I know it's rough. It is fucking rough. But no, you're not crazy. No, stop doubting yourself. No, they're not just friends. No, no. The biggest one? Yes, you did see it happen. Yes, it did happen. Okay? You want to hear some of the things that you need to hear? You're not fucking crazy. No, she's not just a fucking friend. And I'll tell you that right now. No, she's not just a friend. No, none of them are. None of them are. They're all fucking his little hoes. Okay? Straight the fuck up. So let's talk about it. Okay? No, they're not just friends. You just nailed it. Yeah. You know what? I've got a list of 11 fucking hoes that fucked around while I was with him. 11 fucking dirty cunts. Anyway, and I can say it, but that's okay. He wants to go around, stick his dick in dirt. That's fine, because it's not happening in me. But yes. And the minute I found out about the first one, I stopped having sex with him. Like, there was no sex. We lived as roommates that I was accepting abuse from. No, fuck that shit. No. You want to go and dirty your fucking dick elsewhere? You better keep going and planting it that pole elsewhere too, because me, I don't play that shit. So the minute I knew about others, that was it. That's where it ended for us, and that's where the headache started. But I had a heart attack. So no, they're not just his fucking friends. They're his little dirty fucking hoes that he goes and probably gets junked out with, like my ex did. Go get them all coked out and all fucking drunk so they'll suck his dick by the river. Okay? I'll say it. That's what those little hoes are for. For all of the fucking shit that you won't do. Okay? Facts. So let him have those little hoes, because the equivalent of all of those hoes can't equal your worth. I know that personally for what I just lived too. And I kept telling him, damn, you fucking dummy down. There's not one of these bitches that can stand next to me, equivalent to me, or ahead of me. You are going for the shit of the shit. And I used to tell him that all the time. Oh, Eugene. Thank you for sharing your raw experience. I'm sorry it happened. Eugene, I love you, but I'm not sorry it happened. I'm very grateful that it happened, because it helps everybody who's living it too. And there's many living it. Many, many, many living it. Well, I'm here to disrupt that too. And know your worth. Oh, yes, I do. I know my worth. Big time. Big time. Thanks for being out here. I'm really grateful that you're out here. Lots of love to you, Eugene. But literally, Monique, with you just nailed it. Yes. They're all tools. Yeah. They're all tools to manipulate you. Each and every one of them. Because he's got to make you feel that everything is better than you, because he's got to make you feel like you are nothing. Because he feels like he's nothing. You see, he needs you on the same frequency as him to really, really lock you in. And this is why they level you down instead of leveling up. And any real person, when they come together with a divine partner who's of a higher frequency, they're going to jump on that spiral and they're going to grow and want it for themselves. And if they don't, well, then they are going to attempt to latch onto you and pull you down intentionally. Don't let it happen. No matter who it is, no matter person, place, or thing, fly high, fly solo. That's what I do. You know, I had to leave that with zero help, zero look. And I'm out here since January deciding to talk to the world about my experience and just to talk to change. I literally, everybody's like, Tobi, course creation and revenue streams and this and that. Listen, I'm not money motivated. So none of that's going to work for me. I've been called a missionary more than anything else. Oh, Tobi, don't consider yourself an entrepreneur because you're a damn missionary. Well, that's fine because the impact that I have is unlike any entrepreneur on the planet because their motivation equals this type of results. My motivation equals this type of results. So my impact and what I want for the world is very much different, and it's not money motivated. It's humanity motivated. It's I want everybody back into their highest potential of their being, undistorted, no matter what they lived. And this is what I want you guys to take out of it. No matter what I've lived, I am embodying universal love. I am an expression of it. I have a creative power that everybody does. I can operate out of the power of my being that I was born in, which all of you should be able to embody without distortion. The distortions are everything that you believe to be real in your existence. Just hit delete for a minute. Go down deep and let your soul talk to you. You're going to hear a very different story. You're going to know. I tell you guys all the time, when you're looking at your belief systems, write them down. What do you believe about them? But then amp it up a notch. Where did they come from? Who put them there? Put the title attached. Where did these get created from? And when you see the person and the title that you've been forced to love unconditionally without any kind of reciprocation, you're going to quickly identify what needs to be removed immediately. I did it. This is how I did it. When I share this with you, it's because this is what I did. I said, why do I believe this about myself? Why do I believe that about myself? And then I had to attach the experience and the name beside every one of these belief systems of why I did it. And when I saw who it was that put these belief systems in me, oh my God. Quickly, delete, because they were all fucked up themselves, all alcoholics, drug addicts, fucking in survival mode, fucking being traumatized. Hey, listen, they were operating out of the unhealthiest states of being for their own self, never mind installing that shit in me. So I had to own my being and say, no, not me. So, guys, I encourage you all to do it. I love you all. I've been out here for almost 2 hours now. So I promised a loaded live. And I guess today was a loaded live. And Monique, I'm really, look, I encourage you to, if you do have family and friends, but I know in your situation you don't right now. You have been totally isolated from all family and friends. You don't trust anybody anymore because of all the lies that you've been told about everybody around you. You don't know who to reach out to. You have been installed with belief systems right now intentionally by another person that you need to rid yourself of to be able to be healthy and healed from this experience. If you need some assistance, you reach out to me. I'm not about the buck, I'm about the bang. Big time. And for my state, you don't need to self-regulate. So I can show you how to do it. Everybody has it, but there's some really big things that you need to do for yourself. And I can show you what I did. And this is what I do. I'll reach out to you for sure. Listen, I encourage you to do it because, Angel Bostic. Hi, good morning. Hi. Lots of love to you. Happy to have you here. I'm at the end of the live, but you might want to go back and listen to this one. Monique, thank you. You know what? You're welcome. I didn't live everything that I've lived in my life for no reason. Even if it's just to make another aware that they can heal and what's possible for them. Come on. Not only have I beat death 7 times, come on. I have fixed my stuff. Even no matter what I'll start from the beginning. Thank you. Yes, please do. I love you and I cherish you and I thank you for your time and effort. Guys, I really thank you for your time and your effort here because this is time you can't get back. This is your life force you can't get back. So this is why I want you guys to be in your full power. And this is why, yes, I have 11 books out there, 4 of them now revised with workbook copies, 15 books out there to assist you guys with change. No, I'm not interested in mailing lists that are going to flood you with emails of garbage. I don't have much to say. I come out here and yes, I got 2 hours of what to say because it's relevant to your today. But I'm not interested in course creation. I'm not interested in, no, I'm interested in helping anybody who wants to help themselves. That's it. Because I know what it feels like not to be loving yourself, not to be in your full highest potential of your being. I lived that way for 46 years. Not anymore. I'll be 50 this year and I'm well mastered in my energy. And I can teach you guys what you need to do to master your own energy. But you're either going to dabble for yourself or you're going to dominate it for yourself. Well, one of the two. What does that mean is you take it on fully or you don't. I committed to this. I walk it, talk it, breathe it on a daily basis. There's nothing that comes before my mission on the planet. Nothing. Nothing at all. And this is why I'm out here doing what I do. Wow, great accomplishments. Well done. I desire to learn and master. You know what? There's a lot of opportunity to do that when you hang out with me. And I'm glad you're here. And you can find all my books if you're interested at taking a look at lulu.com bookstore. Yeah, I should put up that link. Yeah, I have a lot of stuff out there actually to help. And that's why I did it. I didn't do it to be a known author. And you guys can get my books, lulu.com bookstore. All of them. And the first 4 books are globally distributed, but all the rest of them, they're not globally distributed. They're all at Lulu. You know what? Less is more. And as long as the books are out there, I am happy with it. So, guys, I've got a lot of books out there, but I didn't do it to be accredited or accomplished or no. The biggest success that I could accomplish is embodying the universal love that fuels me without distortion, the highest potential of my being, the creative power that's in me. That's the greatest accomplishment anybody could acquire on this planet. That's got nothing to do with money. And it's got no thoughts attached to it because energy knows no thoughts. No. There's no words attached. Words are man-made. You gotta stop thinking about it. Feel it. Know what's right and just move. That's what we're supposed to do. We're not supposed to stay stuck stagnant anywhere. Guys, and I encourage you all to love yourself no matter what you're living. If you need a hand, get my books. If you need some one-on-one, reach out. But I encourage you to be you. And if you need to get all my videos in one spot, go get my YouTube channel. Go subscribe. All of my videos are up there. Okay? I love you all. Have a great Sunday and have a great holiday tomorrow. And love yourself right. Doesn't matter who the fuck isn't. You got to take that shit on for yourself. Because once you're loving yourself right, it doesn't matter who isn't. And you won't accept that for yourself from anybody else, no matter what it is, because you understand the cost. And I'm not absorbing any more costs for anybody who doesn't know how to love on this planet. They're about to get wiped out. Literally. By frequency first. No disaster needed. We don't need a great flood. We don't need a wiping out of humanity. We're having an ascension of the planet. Yeah, let's make her happen. Love you all. Have a great day. Peace.